cunning, agility, strength, ferocity, fluffiness. Cats are an incredibly versatile family, but when competing against each other, who stands out? Today, you're watching part 2 of the competition where we comb through 40 cat species from all over the world, measured across 20 skills and unique adaptations. In part 1, we looked at athleticism, where the cheetah ran away with the lead, and power, where the tiger gobbled up a point. So let's dive back in to find out who will be crowned the winner of the Cat World Cup. Okay, time to move on to the all-terrain division. Which cats are equipped with the most impressive gear and adaptations? A marvel of evolution is the ability of natural camouflage, and cats have some iconic examples. The best camouflage. We have a tie for second place. The snow leopard and the sand cat are both nearly invisible, even though they live in areas with little vegetation. Take a look at this. Can you spot the snow leopard? Yep, it took me a minute too. And the sand cat's fur has the same brilliant flecks and gradients as the desert environment, which allows them to melt into the scenery. One is adapted for snowy mountains and the other for the desert. And they each get a point. But number 1, you had to know. The leopard! One of the reasons they're so successful in such a vast expanse of this cat's green earth is that their coat works in several environments. The secret is their famous rosette markings that mimic fragmented light, breaking up their shape. That means animal brains have a harder time making out their outline, and it buys them time as they stalk their prey. As a result, they can blend into any environment: tree canopies, tall grass, deserts, mountains, even cities. There's a non-zero chance that there's a leopard in this studio, and I just haven't spotted it yet. That alone earns this big cat 3 points and puts it at the top of the division standings. The camouflage ability of these cats ironically makes them stand out as style inspirations. On top of all their skills, they also have impeccable fashion sense. There's bragging rights to be had in the cat world when it comes to softness and fluffiness. So who has the most luxurious coat? Again, pretty sure that's Nebula. Fluff is most helpful for cold weather cats, so it makes sense for a cat whose first name is Snow to crack the top 2. Yep, snow leopards again. Their coat is not only beautiful and great for camouflage, but also super fluffy. They have the densest fur out of all the big cats, keeping them insulated for their snowy altitudes. It's just gorgeous. But a cold weather small cat has it beat. This is the Pallas cat's time to shine. This grumpy-faced diva struts in the thickest and longest fur of any cat. Their hairs are about 7 centimeters long, about the size of a house key, and they have about 9,000 of them per square centimeter. That means they have tens of millions of long hairs on their tiny bodies. For reference, the average person has about 100,000 on their head. This legendary bushiness lets the Pallas cat thrive in temperatures as cold as -40 degrees Celsius in the Central Asian highlands, and also helps them reach the top of the standings, tying the leopard for first. Okay, the claws are out. Next up is our best climber. The second best climbing cat is the margay. Margays are basically cat software with squirrel hardware. They have huge flexible paws, a long balancing tail, and ankles that can rotate almost 180 degrees, letting them climb down tree trunks head first. But the number 1 spot goes to a cat that can do all of that while carrying a lot more weight. The clouded leopard is the heavyweight champion of the treetops. Its broad paws, flexible ankles, sharp claws, and extra long tail let it climb down head first, hang beneath branches, and balance while moving through the canopy. So, if the margay is a cat that acts like a squirrel, the clouded leopard is like a squirrel that hit the gym and got as big as a beaver. Which means they get on the scoreboard and shoot up to a tie for first. Both those cats also have long muscular tails they use for counterbalance, like a tightrope walker's pole, but built into their body. Man, Cirque du Soleil has nothing on cats. You have to have great reflexes and vision to be a circus performer, but even the sharpest-eyed clown wouldn't compete with the sight of a cat's eye. No goggles here. This is a built-in ability that inspired human copycats. Best night vision. The cat with the second best night vision is the leopard. Leopards are absolute monsters after dark. Their eyes are packed with low-light adaptations, including a reflective layer behind the retina called the tapetum lucidum. Basically, built-in night vision goggles that bounce light back through the eye for a second look. This is part of what makes them such terrifying ambush hunters. A leopard doesn't need stadium lighting, it just needs one unlucky antelope to blink first. But leopards are also adaptable. They'll hunt all day and night. There's very little these guys can't do. But the number one spot goes to a cat that has gone all in on the night shift. The black-footed cat. You've absolutely noticed how adorable this cat is by now, and it's got a lot to do with those big ol' eyes. They don't just add to the cute factor. They let in more light, helping this tiny predator hunt in near absolute darkness. They don't even bother leaving the house during the day, but at night, they come out to play and kill. So good on the black-footed cat for getting closer to the top. But the single point gets the leopard to first spot in the standings. For those keeping track, this is the second time the 100-plus pound leopard has lost a category to its chihuahua-sized rival. What a teeny tiny terror. But could they do it on a cold, rainy night in the swamp? Cats are pretty famous for not liking water, but some buck that trend to catch prey in the wetlands. These next cats have something to prove as the best swimmer. The runner-up is the tiger. Tigers are the cats that swim for the love of the game. Sure, they'll hunt in water, but a lot of the time they're just swimming to cool off, cross rivers, or casually remind every other cat that they're built different. They have partially webbed paws and serious swimming stamina, allowing them to cross long distances without getting tired. But as good as tigers are in water, they usually keep things dignified. Head above the water, no full submarine mode. Which brings us to the winner, the fishing cat. With a name like that, you'd better be the best. Found in wetlands, mangroves, and swamps, the fishing cat's main prey is, surprise, fish. Well, any underwater prey, really. Their partially webbed front toes give them extra control in the water, and they've been seen diving below the surface to snatch prey with their semi-retractable claws. Dry-off time is minimized too, because their dense double-layered fur helps keep water from reaching their skin. Cats don't all hate water. It's more true to say they hate baths. Most cats are good swimmers, happy to take a dip. But like most things, it has to be on their terms. With all the points tallied up, who reigns in the all-terrain division? The leopard! Great camouflage and night vision makes them the winners of the all-terrain division. Good for them! They've competed hard in all the divisions so far. Before we move on to our next division, let's thank the sponsor of today's episode, ACE, Animal Charity Evaluators. Just as much as we care about wild cats and their conservation, there are other animals that also need our help. Many of these animals are key parts of our lives, but we don't really think or even hear about them often. I'm talking, of course, about farm animals. Many of them spend their whole lives in crowded cages, in poor conditions, and with nobody to speak up for them. And since they're intentionally kept away from the public eye, they only get about 3% of all animal charity donations in the US, even though billions of them need our help. The question is, how can we help them? To answer this, we've partnered up with ACE. They look at organizations from all over the world and support the ones they consider most impactful. Through their Movement Grants program, ACE identifies projects that could help a lot of animals. Then they award grants to help those projects succeed. So far, the program has distributed $7 million across 284 grants in 58 countries. Some of my personal favorite organizations they've supported are Global Food Partners, which promotes cage-free chicken farming, the Farm Adaptation Network, which helps livestock and dairy farmers transition to plant-based farming, and Animal Policy International, which lobbies to implement laws to improve the living conditions of farm animals. If you can support these animals, consider donating through animalcharityevaluators.org/animalogic or clicking the link in the description. 100% of the donation goes directly to the grant recipients, with no deductions taken by the organization. But if you'd like to support the operations, you can add 10% at checkout. The best thing is that a donor has pledged to match your donations, so every dollar that you give becomes $2 for the animals. But it only works if we reach a donation goal of $300,000. So please help us reach that goal by going on animalcharityevaluators.org/animalogic or clicking the link in the description. The animals and I will thank you for it. And now, back to our Cat World Cup coverage. Moving up to the last division, this group is all about cunning, social graces, charisma, brain power. This is a full-on personality contest. Let's start with the battle of the extroverts. Who is the most social? The runner-up is, surprisingly, the cheetah. Male cheetahs are the bros of the cat world. They often form small coalitions, usually made up of brothers, and these alliances help them defend territory, find mates, and avoid getting pushed around by larger predators. Basically, cheetahs say no to bullying, but unfortunately, they still lose to lions, who are 5 times heavier. But while cheetahs have a group chat, the winners live in a society. The winner is the cheetah's bully, the lion. Lions pride themselves on community. A pride can include multiple related lionesses, their cubs, and a small number of adult males, sometimes growing to around 40 lions. The lionesses are the backbone of the pride. They hunt together, raise cubs together, and defend their home as a team. The males act as the muscle protecting the pride and territory from rival males and other threats. No other cat lives in groups this large or this cooperatively, making lions the social kings. So with one event down, lions take the lead. Female cheetahs will also socialize with each other, but it's more common for them to live solitary lives as they mature, which is relatable. Maybe they're social, but are they fun? The next category is for being the most playful. The runner-up is the lion, especially when they're in their "oh, I just can't wait to be king" era. Lion cubs playing together are scientifically too cute. Living in a pride means cubs grow up with built-in playdates, wrestling partners, and plenty of aunties around while the lionesses raise them together. All that pouncing, biting, and tackling is practice for hunting, fighting, and social life. But as they grow up, male lions usually leave their pride, so those childhood friendships don't always last into adulthood. But the winner, the cheetah, remains playful forever. Male cheetah coalitions are often decided at birth. Brothers grow up chasing, tackling, and play fighting with each other, building the coordination and trust they'll use for life. And unlike lion cubs, some cheetah brothers keep the roughhousing going well into adulthood. Because like most brothers, growing up doesn't always mean maturing. This means we have a tie. Lions and cheetahs dominate this division by being social and playful. While most cats exhibit some level of playfulness, the unique social dynamics of these two species is what amplifies things. Having friends really does make things better. In a division that is quickly starting to look like filling out a dating profile, the next category is the most affectionate. The runner-up is again the cheetah. Male cheetah coalitions don't just team up for defense. They also groom each other, rub faces, and keep those brotherly bonds strong. It's very sweet, very supportive, we rise by lifting each other. But for the top spot, nobody outcuddles the lion. Lions are famously loyal to their pride, and they are consistently reinforcing those bonds. They nuzzle, groom, flop onto each other, and sleep in giant huddled piles where it becomes genuinely difficult to tell where one lion ends and another begins. Which means that in our leaderboard, it's advantage lions. Do not approach a wild lion and attempt to pet it. Just because others have doesn't mean it's safe to do. And these are often wildlife researchers who have built trust. We can't all have that Disney princess life, but you can get a cat. Charisma is one way to show how your brain works, but memory is a way to show its power. Which cat has the best memory? We have another tie! Lions and tigers, the biggest brains in the cat world. Cats across the board can learn, assess, and adapt, but lions and tigers show off their memory in very different ways. Lions have incredible social memory. When you live in a pride, you need to remember faces, scents, calls, relationships, and who belongs in the group. That means knowing your cubs, your sisters, your allies, your rivals, and the outsiders who should absolutely not be here. Tigers, meanwhile, have incredible spatial memory. As solitary cats, they have to keep track of huge territories on their own, remembering trails, water sources, resting spots, hunting grounds, scent marking routes, and seasonal changes. A tiger moves through its range like it has a map built into its head, knowing where to go, when to go there, and what parts of its territory are worth checking next. And they famously hold grudges and will go out of their way to fight those who have wronged them in the past. So 2 points for each, which means the lions stay ahead. When somebody not only remembers who you are, but where and how they know you, that's some smooth moves. Lions and tigers combined make the perfect schmoozer. It's the final category of the final division. One of the best signs of intelligence is the ability to use tools. Who is the best at using tools? Okay, this one's a little anticlimactic because honestly, there's no true winner. Cats are already built like a multi-tool. Claws, teeth, night vision, stealth mode. They're Swiss Army predators. So they don't really need to use sticks or other tools to get the job done. So instead, we're giving an honorable mention to the leopard. Leopards may not use tools in the strict scientific sense, but they are masters of environmental problem solving. After making a kill, they'll drag the carcass into a tree and wedge it safely among the branches, keeping it away from hyenas, lions, and other freeloaders. They're basically building a pantry. So the leopard gets the point, which is not nearly enough to put them in contention. They've found a way to preserve and protect their kills by fashioning their own makeshift meat lockers. They're practically one step away from opening a deli. But back to the tally, who's the most charming and big-brained of our cunning division? The lion! By being social, playful, and affectionate, they have stolen our hearts and also this division. Good showing from the cheetahs, though, which are mostly known for their athleticism. We've made it through all the divisions, and we find ourselves with 4 finalists. Our top cats are the lion, the tiger, the leopard, the cheetah. Oh boy. Don't worry, we've promised you a champion, and we have a way to break this down. See, across all the divisions, only one of our finalists received points in every one. It demonstrated a giant range of skills and got the most overall points. Our cat champion of the World Cat Cup is the leopard! The platonic ideal of a feline, the inspiration for the pattern on my dress, and probably for Andreas's boxers. The chances are not zero. This all-rounder of a cat showcased athleticism, power, all-terrain ability, and remarkable cunning. It's the most well-rounded cat and a worthy champion, and officially the cattiest cat to ever cat. Of course, all cats are champions in their own way, and they damn well will remind you. And if your fave wildcat didn't win, feel free to let us know which won and why you think it deserves the title. Oh wait, what's that? We're hearing from the referees. We have one more crown to hand out. A late edition. Overall winner of the World Non-Wild Cat Cup, it simply has to be the domestic cat. That's right, your sweet prince or princess sleeping beside you as you watch this. Domestic cats are the ultimate companions. They're globetrotters, couch goblins, pest control specialists, and emotional support gremlins all in one. Humans and cats have been linked for thousands of years, with evidence of our relationship going back around 9,500 years. Ancient Egyptians put them in art, religion, and burial practices, and we've taken cat photos since at least the 1840s. From hieroglyphics to internet memes, these tiny predators didn't just join human society. They moved in, took over our furniture, and domesticated us into their loyal servants. Today, we celebrate them. So give your pal an extra treat for being one of the most impressive species in one of the most impressive lineages. They're world champs, which I guess is the reason they always act like royalty. So what should we talk about next? Please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for new episodes every week. Thanks for watching, and go pet your cat. See ya!